the roof of Europe, a natural wonder of the world, a hiker's paradise, a photographer's dream, the world's largest ski area, the ultimate traveler's destination, the Dolomites. Hello everyone, today we'll be exploring the Dolomites. Today's post will take you through transportation in the Dolomites, accommodation and tourist attractions. If you're planning a trip to the Dolomites, this episode is definitely a must-have. If this episode is helpful to you, remember to subscribe, like, and share. First, let's look at the location of the Dolomites. The Dolomites are northeast of Milan, north of Venice, south of Munich. The Dolomites can be roughly divided into two main tourist areas, east and west. The eastern area is represented by Cortina. The western part is represented by Ortisei. The tourist attractions you might be interested in are roughly located here. The Dolomiti Super Ski Resort is located approximately here. Next, let's look at transportation. First, regarding airports, Milan, Venice, and Munich are all considered convenient. Choose the airport that's most convenient for you to depart from. But this episode focuses on Milan. If you're renting a car, choose a platform you trust. A special reminder: don't be fooled by cheap prices. Be sure to check the reviews. For example, I wouldn't consider this type, but this type is worth studying. You can see that renting a car isn't actually that expensive. So, except during the snow season, self-driving in the Dolomites is a very good option. It is very convenient for independent travelers. It just requires further research. Parking information. Let's explore public transportation next. From Milan Airport to Milan Central Station, you can choose a bus. You can buy tickets for the bus by following the bus signs to the bus stop. Choose the bus with the earliest departure time. Note that you will be arriving at Milan Central Station. Take the Airport Express. Follow the signs to the Airport Express. Please note that paper tickets must be validated before boarding. Please remember to validate your ticket. After arriving at Milan Central Station, you can look for luggage storage. The price here is €6 for 4 hours. It can be booked in advance. You can make a reservation on your transportation to Milan Station. Next, it depends on whether you want to go to the Eastern Dolomites or the Western Dolomites. The Eastern Dolomites, using Cortina as an example. First, take the high-speed train from Milan Central Station to Venice Mestre. You can see that early bird tickets are much cheaper. Note that early bird tickets are usually non-refundable and non-exchangeable. After arriving at Venice Mestre, take the Cortina Express to your destination. Here you can see the boarding location directly and the alighting location. Please note that you need to transfer at this station, not station on Venice Island. For the Western Dolomites, take Ortisei as an example. First, take the high-speed train to Bolzano. Here you can see there is a direct train. I suggest you buy a discounted business class ticket. I suggest you select a seat with a €2 surcharge. Here, I suggest you choose a seat near the overhead luggage compartment. Here you can see there is a €2 refund insurance. The train ticket price is €35.9. After arriving in Bolzano, take bus 350 to Ortisei. Here you can see the price is €7.5. Next, let's introduce the transportation methods here. You can download it from the App Store. Independent travelers are highly recommended to download it. The most basic usage is as just described. A more advanced method is, you can check which trains are running at this station and where are these trains going. This function makes independent travel very convenient. Let's try 3 Peaks of Lavaredo. Let's first confirm where 3 Peaks of Lavaredo is. You'll see the bus stop once you find the approximate location. Switch to this location to see the bus schedule. Here you can see which stops this bus stops at. You can then consider where it would be more convenient to stay. And the bus is closed in winter. And this bus requires advance booking. These are things you must pay attention to when traveling independently. If this was helpful, please remember to like and save it. One more thing to note, some accommodations here provide a transportation card. You can take public transportation in the surrounding area during your stay. It can include most areas. I suggest you keep some small denomination cash on you, in case of emergency. Also, there's FLIXBUS to choose from. There's a direct bus from the airport to Bolzano. The price is cheap. You can check it out if your time allows. The location of the bus stop is something you must pay attention to. Next, let's look at accommodation. If you're renting a car, choose a location near the attractions you want to visit. If you're taking public transportation, please decide where you want to go first. Stay in a nearby town. We suggest you try to stay as close to a station as possible. Let's take a look at the 2 places I plan to stay in. I'll be staying in Bolzano. This is a city that can be reached directly by high-speed rail. It's convenient to go to Funes Valley. Or like Carezza, the ski resort is also quite convenient. My method is to use Google directly. I came by high-speed rail, so I'm looking at accommodations near the station. This will list many booking websites. Choose a website you're familiar with, or book directly on the accommodation's official website. You can also try checking the prices on booking websites. Please be sure to read the online reviews. I saw here that they seem to provide transportation cards. Of course, you can also send an email to inquire directly. You can also book accommodations on the local tourism bureau's official website. You can compare prices from different sources. There is also a larger official website where you can search for accommodations. This website can find accommodations throughout South Tyrol. Note that Cortina is not included in this list. Here's another option I think is good. What's special about this place is that it provides bicycles. A sauna is also available. However, this basic room is quite small. A no transportation card is provided. Cycling in Bolzano must be a lot of fun. This is the official route map. Next, choose your accommodation based on your destination. Ortisei is the most convenient place for me. I can ski across this entire area. It covers a large area of the most popular ski areas. Please confirm the bus stop location first. Please note that the roads in this area have ups and downs. Some accommodations that look close are actually quite far away. You can use the Street View function to confirm this part. And this is the one I plan to book. Please note that not all rooms have a bathtub. Those who want to soak in the hot water in their rooms can write to inquire. However, this hotel has a partnership with a nearby swimming pool. Please remember to bring your swim trunks and swim cap. Please note that the pool has many facilities. Unsure if all facilities are free to use, please confirm before using them. Doesn't this winter swimming pool sound appealing? This pool also provides bus tickets. There's also a separate booking website here. This website is very useful. You can find more accommodations on this website. This website covers accommodations near Gardena. All of these are accessible by bus 350. You can search for hotel reviews first, then decide whether to book. For example, this one should be a good choice for snowshoers. Next, let's look at how to get to the tourist attractions. First, the Funes Valley and Lake Carezza. Starting from Bolzano is a good option. To get to Lake Carezza, you need to go to this stop. Here you can see bus number 180. Please use the official app for bus schedules. Lake Carezza has a lakeside walking trail. There's also a suspension bridge to the north that connects to the walking trail. Of course, there's more to do in Carezza than just this. This is a large tourist area. Hiking, cycling, and skiing are all highly recommended activities. You can find the tourist map on the official website and the cable car operating hours. I'm sure you're very curious about how to take this cable car. The cable car station is located here. There's a bus stop right next to it. You can see the bus number. Please use the official website to check bus information. The information on this website is more reliable. You can see the same bus departing from Bolzano. You might be able to arrange one. Take the cable car up from here. Walk along the hiking trail to Lake Carezza. Then I took the No 180 bus home on a day trip. Of course, you must confirm the bus operating hours. And the cable car at sunset is definitely more beautiful. So theoretically, the reverse itinerary would be better. But you must also check the cable car operating hours. Of course, you can also take a bus from the lake to the cable car station and then take the cable car. Any way of traveling is fine. Choose the way you prefer. The cable car price here is 18 yuan one way. This place is also within the Dolomiti Supersummer area. You can buy a day pass. If you only plan to visit for one day, you might find it very uneconomical. But if you buy a 5-day pass and visit all 3 areas at once, and the churches in the Funes Valley are here, the bus stop you need to reach is here. Please use the official app to search. There are no other tourist attractions here. You can see Seceda from this hillside. Next, let's see Seceda, Cicer and Sassolungo. It's recommended to stay in Ortisei. 3 days or more is usually enough. This is a huge hiking and cycling paradise. It's also a super skiing paradise in winter. You can find an interactive map on the official website. This map is all oriented south-facing. You can see there are 3 villages here. Theoretically, you can stay within any of the 3 villages, but the area is huge. Please make sure you confirm the bus stop location before booking. These are all villages accessible by bus. First, let's look at this area. The boarding point is here. This is where the cogwheel train goes up the mountain, 650 meters from the central bus station. There are escalators available here. Information about this area can be found on the official interactive map. Next, let's look at Seceda. It's right at the escalator exit. Here, you need to transfer to another gondola at Furnace. The name here is very similar to Funes. Just to avoid confusion, I'm pointing this out. You must have seen this place in Dolomites advertisements. And from here, you can connect to many places. You can hike back the way you came up the mountain. You can also walk to the next village, take a bus back. You can even walk to the Funes Valley, returning home after a day trip to the St. Yuan Church in Ranu. But this is a route for experienced hikers, not suitable for general travelers. Next, let's look at the Sizer Elm. The cable car station is here. This is the largest alpine meadow in Europe. You can see the full introduction on the official interactive map. You can enter from another village here. The cable car name is here. Entering from point A and exiting from point B shouldn't be too difficult. You can also take a bus to Bolzano. But I don't recommend this itinerary. The Gardenae is definitely worth spending 3 days here. Next, let's see how to get there by the famous coffin cable car. I'm sure you've seen photos of this place, right? It's about a half-hour drive from Ortisei. You must transfer to bus number 471 to take the bus. Note that bus 471 only operates in summer. Most village buses only go this far. Therefore, some people consider taking the cable car here to hike up. The specific stop name is this. As you can see, not only bus 350 can be taken. Take the cable car up from here. Follow the path all the way to the coffin cable car station. This is a well-established and popular route. The distance and altitude changes are also suitable for most people. Highly recommend trying this route. After boarding the coffin cable car, there is a route behind that allows you to circle back down the mountain. But this part is quite difficult. Please make sure you assess your own abilities carefully. A reminder again, please pay close attention to the cable car's operating hours. Here you can see the operating hours. Also, can this cable car transport bicycles? Here you can see the differences between the two types of cars. And information about the coffin cable car can be found here. And for the attractions on the east side, you can also take a bus. Let's look at Lake Braies first. Use the method taught earlier to find out which buses run to the attractions. Then you can see where the bus departs from. You can see that this is also the departure point for the 3 Zinnen bus. Then you can consider your accommodation location. Alternatively, you can depart from Cortina, but currently, this bus seems very unreliable. I'll leave the information for you to research yourselves. Just to mention, this is Lake Misurina. If you can drive yourself, it will be very convenient. You just need to reserve a parking space before you can enter. Here we see that car rental customers can change the license plate the day before. Of course, you might consider arranging a taxi pickup and drop-off. This should be the most convenient method. After arriving at the 3 Zinnen parking lot, you have 3 main directions to go. The first is to go south. This is the road to the rings. You may have seen photos taken here before. The second is the Z Loop. Basically, it's a loop around these mountains. The third is the Cave. You've probably seen photos like this before, right? For people who regularly exercise, it shouldn't be too difficult. And the scenery along the way is absolutely unlike anything you've ever seen before. I'm sure you're curious about just how beautiful it is here, right? A reminder here. The path of the ring is not on the official planned route. Those who want to go, please be sure to pay attention to safety. Here at the 3 Zinnen cave, there is a path down the mountain. But this is a difficult route. If you have any questions about the map, then I suggest you don't try it on your own. Joining a tour group or finding a guide is the correct way. As for the bus location and schedule, you can also use the methods taught earlier to find out. Here, I want to remind you again, this is a difficult route. Please be well prepared. Next, let's look at the Supersummer we introduced earlier. The 3 Zinnen here is completely different from the 3 Zinnen we just met. Special reminder, this map is not oriented north-south. See the actual map. The 3 Zinnen hiking area I just introduced is here. The paid tourist area is here. Next, let's look at Torri. Torri west of Cortina. The cable car up the mountain is here. It's a chair lift. You can see a gondola here. This one departs from here. Information about buses here is very unclear, but there definitely are. This area is within Cortina's borders. It's more convenient to travel here from Cortina. This is a World War I site. You can see traces of the war in this area. There are more ruins a little further west. There's also a cable car station here. And Forcella di Giau is south of Torri. The photos you usually see are taken here. You can see a cable car here. You might be able to drive up Torri from here. But if you take the bus, it's difficult to get to the Forcella di Giau for a photo. Next, let's look at Marmolada. This is the highest peak in the Dolomites. The cable car makes it easy to get up the mountain. There's a World War I museum on the mountain. This is the only place in the Dolomites where you can see glaciers in the summer. And the cable car goes to this place. You can take this bus to get there. The ticket price is like this. It's about the same distance from Cortina and Ortisei. If you're using public transportation, it's troublesome to come here, unless you're driving. Otherwise, I think the journey will be very complicated. But if you're a skier, it'll be easy. If you know even a little skiing, theoretically you could do a round trip in one day. This concludes the introduction to summer tourist attractions. If you have any attractions you think are particularly good, feel free to leave a comment and discuss. If possible, please subscribe and share. Next, let's take a brief look at the ski resort. This is the world's largest ski area. The scenery here is truly unique in the world. First, let's look at the ski pass prices. We can see that January 11th to 31st is the off-season. This is the best time to ski. Here we can see that buying online in advance offers a 5% discount, and there are discounts for skiing multiple days in a row. You can see the price for 7 days is €395. Each ski resort also sells its own ski passes. The price will be slightly cheaper if you have fewer days and are staying at one ski resort. If you're like us, planning to ski for 7 days, buying a 7-day super ski ticket is more cost-effective. Next, I'll teach you how to use the Super Ski website. First, switch to English. This is located at the bottom of the page. Back to the home page. Here you can check ski pass prices. Scroll down the page slightly. You can see all the ski resorts directly. These are the 12 ski resorts. Each district is almost comparable in size to the entire Hakuba Valley. Click here to see the current ski resort status. Clicking Map here will link to a map of the entire district. You can find it on the mobile app. I suggest you download it and take a look. This map includes the entire area, but it doesn't seem to be finished yet. Hopefully it will be finished before the snow season this year. If you want to see a traditional map, here it's. The one above is the map we just saw. And here are maps of 12 regions. But these maps are drawn from the perspective of their respective regions. If you only play in one region, using this map is fine. If you want to travel in a loop or play across regions, I suggest you do your research. This web app also has weather information. This is a web app you absolutely must check every day during your ski trip. Next, let me show you a few places that I'm particularly interested in. First, I believe most people would have difficulty understanding directions on the official map, but tourist maps are designed for the majority of people. So this is how it is. I will switch between the official map and the actual map. You'll have to digest this information gradually. First, Carezza is not connected to other areas here. The way to get here is by bus, as mentioned earlier. I'm sure you're curious about the cable car with the terrace, right? And the terrain and the perspective here, very similar to the Funes Valley. Stay in Bolzano and come here for a day of skiing should be a good choice. Next is the ski area in Ortisei. You can see there aren't many beginner runs. I suggest you come when you have an intermediate level of skill. You can see that the official website lists 8 legendary routes. You can use this as your destination for your trip. The ski resort also offers a small loop. That's also a good destination. You can also ski to Sassolungo. Let's take a look at the Coffin cable car station. Unfortunately, this cable car seems to be closed in winter. Alternatively, you can take the Sella loop. This loop is the most popular route in the Dolomites. Next, let's look at Alta Badia. You can see that a large area in the middle is the blue track. This is definitely the best area for beginners. If you are a beginner and want to learn to ski here, I suggest you stay here. But if you are taking public transportation, I think it's very troublesome. To get here, you need to drive. Here you can find some relatively inexpensive rooms. Looks pretty good, right? Next, let's look at the ski resort map. The area above is the Sella Loop, and the middle area is arguably the most popular spot in Alta Badia. And here in the lower left, this is the route to Cinque Torri and Cortina. Do you see a horse head here? I'm sure you're very curious about what this is, right? Next, let's look at the Cortina Ski Resort. This is the venue for the 2026 Winter Australia Skiing Championships. And here, you can see a large blue run in the middle. For skiing beginners taking the bus, this place is probably a better choice than Alta Badia. More importantly, Cortina is the main town here. It will definitely be more interesting. And to the left is Cinque Torri. You can slide over from Cortina for sightseeing. You can also connect here from Alta Badia. Very interesting. You can see Super 8 here. This is an official ski route. You can see the introduction on this website. This photo is of La Guscella. Unfortunately, this is not accessible to the average skier. Let me introduce this place next. This is the World War I museum. The caves and buildings from that era are preserved here, but the floor is covered in snow in winter. Exploring overly difficult areas is not recommended. From here, you can ski towards Alta Badia. Next, let's look at this ski resort. You can see that this is Alta Badia. Looking for the corresponding points, see here. This is a must-pass point on the Sella Loop. You will definitely pass through here. Why not stop here for a while? Enjoy the Marmolada, known as the Queen of the Dolomites. And if you have enough time, of course you can ski all the way there. Experience firsthand the joy of skiing on the highest peak of the Dolomites and the fun of skiing on glaciers. Next, let me introduce this ski resort. You can see the Carezza mentioned earlier in the bottom right corner. Now we can focus on the area in the top left corner. This connects to the Araba ski resort. You can pay attention to this area. This is Marmolada, the Queen of the Dolomites. This is Sassolungo. Now you should know how to ski a lap, right? This is the most famous Dolomite Sella Ronda. This loop does not include Cinque, Torri, and Cortina. If you're not confident you can complete the loop in one day, then you might as well find a rest stop along the way. Splitting the entire loop into a 2-day trip, this way you might be able to visit Cinque Torri on the first day, skiing to Marmolada the next day. You can slide through this area in one go. Next episode will introduce my travel plan. I'll explain the whole plan to you. This is a guide for skiers who can ski intermediate slopes. Stay tuned. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. You might be curious about ski equipment rental prices. These are the vendors that Accommodation partners with.